Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to first tell you that I'm probably going to sound terrible in this because I've been fighting a sinus infection for like the last couple days, so I sound kind of nasally and whatnot, but I'm going to fight through this because this right here is what I've been waiting for the last couple days. If you don't know, last week the UAW reached a tentative agreement with Stellantis, and we got to see through their reports about what new products were coming in the pipeline for the U.S. plants. Well, Unifor, which is the Canadian labor union, just released their stuff this weekend, so we can actually see what's going to happen with Canadian production. They reached their tentative agreement back on the 30th, but just filed this report so we can see it. But while this goes through like all the contract stuff about wages and COLA and all that, we're going to bypass that because what we want to see is the investments that Chrysler or Stellantis is doing. So right here we can see they're going to invest, and most of this for Windsor is already public knowledge because it's well underway. They're investing $1.89 billion Canadian into the Windsor assembly plant. In addition to the continued production of the current Pacifica, including plug-in hybrid, all-wheel drive and internal combustion models, FCA Canada Stellantis is transforming the Windsor assembly plant to install an all-new flexible Stella Large architecture, including plug-in hybrid electric and battery electric capability, and produce the next-generation Dodge muscle cars on that architecture. The company's intention is to add the necessary assembling tooling and equipment to manufacture electrified vehicles for the future models. The total impact of this investment and product plan is estimated at 4,700 to secure new jobs by 2025, with an expected return to a 3-shift operation. The company will recognize Windsor Assembly Plant as the lead plant to produce Chrysler Pacifica and the next generation of Dodge muscle cars volume during the term of this agreement. So basically what we're learning here is we've seen pictures of the leaked two-door Dodge Charger shells from Windsor. We've seen 3 of them there for tooling purposes. They're going to start building pilot models this month, and we're going to see this car like start to be built not that far off from now. So their investment plans are well underway. The tooling's already there. They're getting ready to gear up to build this thing. But we do know that there's going to be another vehicle on top of the Charger going to be built there. Chrysler's talked about they're going to build a crossover. It was supposed to be the Airflow, and then they canceled that. They're building something else. But more than likely, it'll be built there as well. Pacifica production will continue to go on until in its current form until like 2028. So we're not worried about seeing the Pacifica be redone anytime soon, and it doesn't say that it will be in this. But the interesting fact here is that we see that it says the Stella Large architecture, including a plug-in hybrid electric. So far, we know that obviously there's going to be an all-electric Dodge Charger. But we also know that there's going to be an ICE version too with internal combustion, like 3-liter Hurricane inline 6 twin turbo motor in it. But what this says is they could have a plug-in hybrid model as well, and ultimately that would be like the greatest thing. Like nobody really wants battery electric right now. The demand for battery electric vehicles has just crashed out. GM's already mentioned it. Ford's already mentioned that that the battery electric formula that they were using is bad. So a plug-in hybrid vehicle would be pretty cool. Another cool thing that Windsor should be happy about is an expected return to a 3rd shift. Now, Windsor has been plagued since before COVID with shift cancellations. They canceled the 3rd shift, then they were looking at canceling the 2nd shift because of minivan demand and all this stuff. So hopefully with the addition of the Charger there and maybe something else, they'll get a 3-shift operation again. So that's cool. Now the biggest news about all this is Brampton. Now Brampton currently builds the Charger, Challenger, and Chrysler 300. And if you recall, at the beginning of the model year, the 2023 model year, Dodge said, hey, after December, we're not building any new cars. Well, this kind of highlights what's going to happen on January 1st. So basically, they're going to invest 1.32 billion Canadian dollars into the Brampton plant. The company commits to an installation of its all-new flexible Stella medium architecture capable of producing internal combustion and battery electric vehicles. The company is pleased to confirm that the Brampton assembly plant, I like how they screwed up and said plan, will rejoin the Jeep family with the production of the next generation Jeep Compass. So there you go. The actual Brampton plant will be building the next generation Jeep Compass on the Stella medium architecture. Now, the funny part is it says that the plant will rejoin the Jeep family. Technically, this plant has never built a Jeep product. However, back in the 80s, the original Brampton assembly plant, which was right down the street from this one, actually built the Jeep Wrangler. However, in 86, when this plant was built, it was actually named something else, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But after the original Brampton plant closed, they renamed this one the Brampton Assembly Plant. So technically, it's not rejoining the Jeep family. They've never built a Jeep product here, but the Brampton area is rejoining the Jeep production family. So here it says the company commits to insourcing of stamping and welding operations with a new tandem line and strategic processes for electrification battery build. There will be new systems in body and white, underbody, and paint, underbody sealing and top coat, and refurbishing of the existing systems. That's great news for anybody who's bought a product from Brampton. If you go on the Mopar Insider's actual YouTube channel, Jared bought a 2019 Challenger 1320 right when they came out. And that thing had the worst paint I've ever seen on a vehicle. It had paint drips, it had chipping, it had air bubbles underneath it, had lemon peel on it. It was terrible. Now, luckily, my 2023 Chrysler 300 is like flawless. There's no peeling, there's no chips, no nothing on it. I've been really good, knock on wood. But some people's vehicles have been terrible, especially Challengers for some reason. So this investment will be really good for anybody who buys a future product from them at Brampton. The total impact of this investment and product plan is estimated at 2,370 secure or new jobs by 2026, with an expected return to a third shift operation. So they're putting a lot of money into this plant, and they're having a lot of hope with the next generation Jeep Compass that its sales will be really stellar with this vehicle. Now, the current Jeep Compass got that update, and it's been selling pretty good. The only problem is that vehicle right now is built in Mexico. And that plant, which Toluca, is actually expected to get another Jeep product. Basically, it will be more than likely the next generation Jeep Cherokee. And might be some other vehicles like the Jeep Recon and the new Wagoneer S. That's what the rumors are saying. Makes sense that the Compass would go somewhere else if they're going to build Stella large vehicles there. But, so, I mean, that's huge for if they're going to plan that much on the Compass. They're hoping that obviously this vehicle is going to be a huge success for them. I doubt that they would put one vehicle that the Compass really hasn't been like the best-selling Jeep for them compared to like the Grand Cherokee or Wrangler. So I think that they're just announcing the Jeep Compass. If it was me, I would see something else being built there as well. Who knows? The current Jeep Compass shares a platform with the Dodge Hornet, Alfa Romeo Tonale. So maybe we'll see something like that. Maybe a next-gen Dodge Hornet or something come there. We don't know yet. But for sure, we know it's a Compass. It says here the company will recognize the Brampton Assembly Plant as the lead North American plant to produce the next-generation Jeep Compass volume during this term of agreement, meaning that this will be the main plant that produces that vehicle. Now, the only thing that it's kind of shocking on this, besides the fact that they're going to build the Jeep Compass, is if you look here, they had a roadmap for the retooling process. So this right here confirms that January 1st, the plant is scheduled to start its retooling. Now, the skilled tradespeople that work at the plant, they're going to be fully utilize them throughout the retool, so they won't be laid off at all. However, the people that do the actual assembly work there, they are going to be trained, if you read down here, throughout the retooling, members will receive training and gradually return to work. But if you look here, first shift, usually they start like a couple months before getting like pilot models built and stuff, but first shift is forecast to return to work Q4 of 2025. We're looking at 2 years out right now. That's going to be a long downtime. So they're going to really invest a lot of money in this plant and getting it up to date. Second shift, Q1 of 2026. And then look at third shift, Q3 of 2026. So that's a long time off. So hopefully, this is going to be a big retool for the plant. Hopefully everything goes good and they can retain those people. The casting plant over there, there's not a huge investment. $34 million sounds like a lot, but it's not. Really, the only thing they're going to do new is they're going to build their oil pans and front covers and transition for the first time into electrification with battery tray cast beams. So there's 275 people that work there now, and it looks like their jobs are secure for the time being. So at least for until the next contract. So that's good news. But yeah, huge news about the Jeep Compass. Nothing really big about Windsor except for that plug-in hybrid thing. And so, like I said, it's going to be a long downtime for Brampton. So hopefully everybody there will be okay. And we'll see 2 plants over there running 3-shift operations, which would be really good for Unifor and their labor union. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to read them and try to answer your questions of what I know. And make sure to check out Mopar Insiders. And we'll have this actual article up hopefully on Monday. So see you in the next video. Bye.